Maggie Shane, and this is the Bliss Blog. Today's post is, don't forget the good stuff. When we're in the middle of a shit storm, we can't see things outside the shit storm very well, can we? But it's important to take our attention off the shit every now and then. And fortunately for most of us, that's as simple as turning off the TV and the internet for a few hours here and there. And when things seem overwhelmingly bad, there is no better time to be reminded of the good things happening in the world. For example, vaccine technology has advanced so rapidly that in the next few years, we'll have a universal flu vaccine. That means they don't have to guess which one to give us every year. They'll have one that works for all flus. We'll have a broader, longer-lasting COVID vaccine, so we don't have to keep getting it over and over again. We'll have vaccines against gonorrhea, chlamydia, trachoma, and improved vaccines for RSV, malaria, and tuberculosis, among countless others. Bigger yet, we're on the brink of having personalized cancer vaccines, beginning with melanoma. Now, of course, the best cancer vaccine is a whole food, plant-based diet and active lifestyle. But won't it be great to have these other options for people at high risk? This is a huge breakthrough. And speaking of cancer, according to new statistics, 70% of cancer patients today reach the 5-year survival goal. That's a huge marker. This gives these patients not only longer life, but more time for new treatments to be developed that can save them. And how about the planet? Coal-produced electricity fell in both China and India last month for the first time in 52 years. This isn't to say the rate of increase is less. The actual coal used dropped. It went below. They burned less coal. This is historic. And how about in court? Last week, there were 5 or 6 federal cases that went against the current regime. 2 important ones. They ruled to overturn cuts to child cancer research, and they overturned cuts to scientific research as a whole, including NASA. This is excellent news for knowledge. A 3rd judge overturned cuts to funding our national parks. These are wins. Celebrate the wins. And more in nature. I bet you didn't even know that the scimitar-horned oryx has been brought back from the brink of extinction through a captive breeding program. They've been so successful at this breed and release effort that the animals have been upgraded from extinct in the wild to endangered. And that's a massive increase, and soon they won't even be endangered. Good news just isn't discussed as often as bad. There's an old newspaper adage, if it bleeds, it leads. The worse the news is, the more your viewers are going to watch it. So give yourself a good news break here and there. Remember the analogy of the arrow. Dark times pull back that bowstring. The harder the times, the deeper the draw. The deeper the draw, the farther the arrow will fly. And the release is inevitable. The current chaos in the United States is not sustainable. It cannot last. In the meantime, we all have to get through in the best ways that we can. Some will flee the hot spots, and others will stay and fight, and there is no judgment either way. But whatever we do, the most essential thing is that we maintain our connection, maintain our sanity. We must not let attention to what's happening around us pull our vibration down to match it. So we need breaks. And we need to fill those breaks with things that lift us up. That's going to counterbalance all the shit trying to pull us down. Get it? We'll spiral otherwise. And once momentum gets a hold of us, that's a freaking job to slow that down. So let's hope we can get a hold of this before that momentum takes hold. I'm talking to myself here as much as I'm talking to you. lately I've had independent journalists on YouTube running all day most days. Just the past couple of weeks. Okay, maybe longer. It's taking me more hours to compose pages than it should because I'm checking the news so often. I've seen the same horrifying, violent videos coming out of Minneapolis as the rest of you have. And I've seen them as many times as the rest of you have. Too many. I can be informed without being immersed. It does not help the victims for me to wallow in their misery, and it doesn't hurt them for me to step out and see to my own well-being. On a deeper and even higher level, we can't help any cause or any person if we're entrenched in the misery with them. We have to be outside the hole to be of any help to the people in the hole. We know this. It's the old put your own oxygen mask on first. We can share people's misery, or we can share our own well-being with them. Which seems better or more useful? On a personal level, the rage building in me when I watch those videos is harmful. It's harmful to my heart. It's harmful to my blood pressure, my vascular health, my inflammation levels, my risk for a dozen ailments. Stress is a killer. It's too much anger, and I don't need it. I'm already activated. I'm heading out to protest a couple of hours after I finish recording this, as a matter of fact. So I'm already activated. I don't need to keep watching this stuff to reinforce it. I want to be informed, not immersed. So to get through this dark time, we have to resist immersing ourselves in it. And we have to care for our mental health by really making an effort to focus on uplifting positive things as much as we can. Now, that's for those of us who have the option, of course. For the people living in the middle of the trouble, it's a whole other exercise. You just have to do the best you can to get through it when it comes to your town. And that's all you can do. Every person will have a different way of getting through it, and nobody has any business judging them. We can only do the best we can. No one else can perceive from our individual perspective. We all have to make the decisions that we feel are right for us and our families. But the thing to hold on to for those in the fray, and those who soon will be, is that from past experience, we know that this chaotic part, this occupation of our cities, this only lasts for a few weeks usually. I hope that it passes soon for you. We have a very fresh off the presses court order, a restraining order for ICE in Minneapolis, and I hope it holds. I pray they don't move on to another city after this, but I fear they will. But for everyone not in the thick of it, it's time to seriously buckle down on our healthy practices. I'm serious. We are going through a period of stress like few generations have known, and stress will kill us. So I really seriously, I know I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, little things you can do throughout the day to get a little bit of magic into your life here and there and keep yourself more aligned with these tiny little, 2-minute exercises you can do here and there throughout the day. But this is crucial. And this, no matter what else you do this. You need a daily meditation practice. You need it. It takes 15 minutes. Everything I do for the rest of the day after I've meditated takes less time. It gets done better, more efficiently, more quickly, more completely. It's a period when we open up our connection to our source, to our higher self, to that part of our inner being that's too big to fit into these little bodies. Our soul is a live stream from that higher being. It's like having a drone flying high above, showing us everything we need to see in all directions and forward and backward in time. Our all-seeing drone is connected to the Internet of Internets, the divine web that connects all things, past, present, and future. So set a timer or select a sound that lasts 15 minutes. It can be instrumental music. It can be white noise. It can be a fountain. It can be an air conditioner. But if you do that, set a timer for 15 minutes. Because if you don't have the timer, you're going to be constantly thinking too much time has passed, I've wasted too much time, I really need to get to work. So set the timer, and that way that part of it is off your mind, and that just clears your mind for a little bit more connection. When you begin, take those 3 deep breaths that I kind of begin almost every bit of ritual or every rite or every magical act or every meditation with. 3 deep breaths. You inhale all you can inhale and then a little more. Hold it for a few beats. Then exhale all you can and then a little more. And pause for a couple of beats. And then repeat it. You're going to do this for 3 breaths. Then settle into a comfortable position. You should be warm. Your phones should be silenced. You should waft your will into a bubble around you that prevents interruptions. Set your timer. Turn on your sound. And begin. Close your eyes. Inhale for 3 beats. Exhale for 5 beats. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your pattern. Do that the whole time. As thoughts come, and they will, notice them, but don't dive in. Let them drift by and just shift your focus back to your chosen sound and counting your breaths. Do this over and over. There will be, in this little 15-minute block of time, there will be moments when you forget you have a body, moments when you disconnect from the physical, and moments when you release all resistance. It's during those moments that you can receive a full-on, rapid-fire download of everything you need for the coming period of time. It can happen in an instant. So don't worry if you only seem to touch those moments here and there throughout your 15 minutes. Really, throughout a 15-minute meditation, if you get a minute or 2 of true silence and connection, that's really, really good. It's very hard to quiet our minds, so don't be hard on yourself. Meditation gets easier the more often you do it, too. So every time you'll get a few more of those moments. And I'll tell you, it's addicting. It's such a relaxing and empowering thing. And sometimes you get stuff. You get information and you suddenly know things you didn't know before. It's a really good thing. Your intuition kicks into high gear and you're just ready to take on the world. Seriously develop this habit. Meditate every morning, 15 minutes. Just try to get it into your life. You'll be so glad you did. The second thing I'm going to suggest, and I'm fighting myself on this constantly, is to limit the news to a few favorite sources and then turn it off. Try not to let it run continuously in the background of your life. I'm guilty of this. It's beaming out a wavelength that is gently coaxing our own wavelength down to match it. Okay? When a singer hits a high C, it causes a nearby glass to vibrate until it shatters. When we surround ourselves with anything, it can adjust and attune our vibration, our wavelength to match that thing. We're receivers. We're trying to pull in what's around us. We just automatically adjust. So it's imperative that we surround ourselves with more uplifting things than darkness and chaos things. It just makes sense. Now, for me, activism helps. For some, it might not. I've found that the more involved I can be in community efforts like collecting food for the local food banks, or writing letters to the editor to raise awareness, calling my representatives and senators every day, and especially joining in peaceful protests, the better I feel. Actually doing something is a pressure release valve for the powerful emotions that are stirred when we witness injustice and cruelty. It really is. So after meditation and limiting news intake, the third thing to try is to find a local group that you can join, a community group, an activist group, or in some other way connect more closely with your neighborhood. These connections are crucial so that if the chaos does descend on your area, you'll know what to do. You'll understand all your options and all your rights so that you can make an informed decision. Other ways to get involved might be to learn about your local politics and back candidates who challenge the status quo or run for a position yourself. So besides daily meditation, community connection, turning off the news, the other parts of a healthy lifestyle that will keep you strong and well and resilient. Resilience is what we need. We need to bounce back when we're knocked down. We need the ability to bounce right back up again. That comes from taking care of our health, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And that's what we try to do here. So a diet high in whole plant foods, fruits, veggies, whole grains, legumes, nuts, berries, with few or zero animal proteins and few or zero ultra-processed foods is very good for your health. Daily exercise is crucial. This means a brisk half-hour walk or a leisurely 1-hour walk. It's important to get our heart rates up here and there throughout the day with short bursts of intense exercise like dancing when our favorite song comes on. And some weight-bearing work 3 times a week or so would be ideal. This like squats or push-ups, ab work, or light weights. We all need to be doing this, and the older we get, the more important it is. We need good sleep. This one I can't seem to follow. I'm not going to take a sleep aid, so that's out. Seems to me the older we get, the less we must need. I'm working on about 5 hours a night now, and it doesn't matter what I do, that rarely changes. They recommend 7 to 8. Good sleep, that's important. Plenty of water. The gold ring to reach for with water is half your body weight in ounces every day. Most of what we drink should be water. Soda is bad, whether diet or sugary. Fruit juices are fructose bombs. Just eat the fruit and avoid the sugar spike due to the presence of all that lovely fiber that comes with the whole fruit. Caffeine and alcohol, I hate to tell you, they're both very harmful to your health. We have very little here. There's the tiniest bit of caffeine. Sometimes I sprinkle a little caffeinated coffee over the basket full of decaf grounds. Can't seem to quite let it go all the way, but keep it to a minimum. And alcohol is just a zero-sum game. There's nothing to be gained from alcohol, nothing good about it. Spend time every day outside. This is important, even if it's only like to walk the dog or take out the trash or check the mail. Just go outside 5 to 10 minutes every day, no matter the weather. Get out there in nature. It's a balm, it's healing, it's a reset. And strong relationships are important. And strong relationships are really up to us. Try not to be a hermit. Pay attention to your friendships and family relationships. These bonds require maintenance and they require effort. They don't just magically stay strong. You get out of relationships what you put into them. Give those you love the gift of your time and your attention. That's the best gift of all. Now, there are a couple other things you can do to help stay sane. Read good news. Subscribe to fixthenews.com, a weekly roundup of good news happening around the world. It'll lift you right up. Upgrade to a paid subscription for even more good news. There is so much positive happening in the world right now, far more than negative, in fact. We're just only seeing what's in our little bubble. So you got to stay aware of that to maintain a healthy perspective. Yes, we are living through one of the worst times we've ever seen in the USA. That makes us pretty lucky, doesn't it? No famine since the Dust Bowl. No depression since the Great Depression. No world wars in 80 years. I mean, overall, we've had it pretty good. And this will pass. It will. But we have to stay sane and aligned in the meantime, because we are needed to build the better future that awaits on the other side of this mess. So try these out, especially the daily meditation. Just devote yourself to it for a couple of weeks and see what a difference it really truly can make in your life. Now I have a bonus here. It's a very old spell for binding and removing a dictator. Source unknown. Drive a stake into the ground. Hickety, bickety, beckety, brown. Black ribbon enough for 3 times round. Clickety, clackety, crackety, crown. To the stake, the face affix. Cruelty, drulty, traitory, clown. Wrap with ribbon, half of 6. Evilty, peevilty, peccary, pound. 7 knots to bind the spell. Almighty kingity, nudity, gown. Ignite the image, all is well. Nameity, legacy, ash on the ground. So mote it be. See you next time.